Hey everyone, this is Kevin from Cyber Outcome, and today we're talking about something crucial for any Linux user. Security. Yeah, I know, Linux is often praised for its robust security, but let's be real. No system is completely impenetrable, right? We're gonna dive deep into 5 common vulnerabilities that often trip people up, and more importantly, I'm gonna show you how to fix them. We're talking practical steps, clear explanations, maybe even a few terminal commands, because why not? So whether you're a seasoned Linux pro or just starting out, stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's make sure your Linux systems are as secure as a bank vault. Maybe even more secure, who knows? Let's get started. Alright, first up we're tackling the elephant in the room, unpatched software. You see, even though Linux has this reputation for being super secure, running outdated software, even a single package is like leaving your front door wide open with a welcome hackers sign. Outdated software can have known vulnerabilities, and trust me, those sneaky attackers are always on the lookout for systems with these security holes. It's like they have a shopping list, and your system could be on it. But don't worry, the fix is usually quite simple. Update, update, update. On Debian-based systems like Ubuntu, you can use to grab the latest patches and keep those pesky vulnerabilities at bay. If you're rocking a Red Hat-based system like CentOS or Fedora, is your best friend. And hey, while you're at it, consider enabling automatic updates, especially for those critical security patches. Many Linux distributions make this super easy. Like in Ubuntu, you can enable unattended upgrades, and boom, your system updates itself like magic. Remember, an updated system is a happy system, and most importantly, a much safer system. Let's talk about user permissions. Linux permissions are powerful. They control who has access to what. But with great power comes great responsibility. Imagine giving everyone keys to every room. Not a good idea, right? The same applies to Linux permissions. Don't give users more access than they need. You don't want to deal with the aftermath. Use the principle of least privilege. Only give the bare minimum access needed. Like giving a key to the front door, not the cookie jar. Check your current permissions. Adjust as needed. Use tools to monitor for suspicious activity. Moving on to vulnerability number 3. Open ports and unnecessary services. Think of your Linux system like a house with multiple doors and windows. Each open port is like an unlocked door, and you better believe attackers are constantly jiggling those handles, looking for an easy way in. Now, Linux systems often have services running in the background, and while some are essential, others might be just chilling there, doing nothing but increasing your attack surface. It's like leaving a window open when you know there are mosquitoes around. Why risk it, right? So, how do we lock down those open ports? First, you need to know what's open. Fire up your terminal and use the OR command. It'll show you all the services currently listening for incoming connections, kind of like a guest list for your system. See a service you don't recognize or need? Time to shut it down. You can use to stop it temporarily and to prevent it from starting up again automatically. Remember, the fewer services you have running, the smaller your attack surface, and the harder it is for those pesky attackers to find a way in. Let's talk about SSH, or Secure Shell. It's a digital teleportation device for managing your Linux servers, but if not configured properly, it can be a major security risk. Default SSH configurations often allow root login. That's like giving someone the master key to your house. Attackers target systems with default SSH settings. So, how do we make SSH more secure? Disable root login. Switch to key-based authentication. Change the default SSH port to something less obvious. It's like putting a beware of dog sign on your digital front lawn. And finally, Let's talk about firewalls, the unsung heroes of network security. Think of a firewall as a security guard for your system, controlling the flow of incoming and outgoing network traffic. But here's the catch. A misconfigured firewall is about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. You see, firewalls need clear instructions on what to allow and what to block. Without proper rules in place, it's like leaving the security guard asleep on the job. And trust me, you don't want that. Now, setting up a firewall might sound daunting, but it doesn't have to be. If you're on Ubuntu or Debian T or uncomplicated firewall is your new best friend. To enable it, simply run. You can then add rules to allow SSH connections with or block HTTP traffic with if you don't need it. For more advanced control is the way to go. It gives you granular control over network traffic, allowing you to create complex rules to filter out those unwanted connections. Remember, a well-configured firewall is like having a solid security system for your Linux system, keeping those malicious actors at bay. So there you have it, folks. We've covered 5 common Linux vulnerabilities and, more importantly, how to fix them. Remember, securing your Linux system isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. By addressing these 5 areas, updating software, managing user permissions, closing unused ports, securing SSH, and configuring firewalls, you're already making your Linux environment far more resilient to attacks. Stay proactive, keep security top of mind, and never stop learning. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more Linux and cybersecurity tips, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow Linux enthusiasts. Let's work together to create a safer and more secure digital world.